year of the last Olympics, she was winning the United States Junior Figure Skating Championship. Sarah Hughes off on her short program.
Opens with the double axel. Nice and easy. And her second element is the combination. Double loop, but there will be a deduction. I'll explain when we see the replay. That flying camel is being done on a forward inside edge, so that makes it much more difficult. Just hanging on there, triple flip. A little more height than length, but she managed to catch it. And this is the position that most people would like to have for a layback spin. Very beautiful, but not very difficult footwork sequence. Spiral sequence. Winds in on itself, isn't actually a complete circle, so could be looked at as not as required. Beautiful combination spin.
The first of the standing ovations.
It's just amazing. She is so poised, and there's such a classical quality to her skating. And you have to remember, she is just 16. And certain elements of it are beautiful. I mean, the spirals and the skating itself, but there is this one big element called the combination, of which she, as do the other two Americans, both unfortunately cheat the takeoff. It used to be disregarded. Now there is a deduction, mandatory deduction of 3/10 for, as they say, taking off from the wrong edge. Now if you watch, she should be on the outside. She'll S-change on the takeoff of the triple Lutz, which actually makes it a triple flip. She does the harder double loop after it, but again, there is a mandatory deduction. Now here's the triple flip. Now she picked very hard, she went up very high, didn't travel across the ice, but really was lucky there with the landing, and again able, because she's very well coached, to cope with that and fix it. Beautiful position on the layback. Combination spin was equally superb, and the footwork sequence was a little light, not that difficult, but again beautifully done, as was the spiral sequence. But again, if the spiral sequence is meant to be a circle, she cuts herself off short.
5-6 from the Slovakian judge, but the Russian judge certainly noticed it, so did the German judge, so did the Finnish judge. Canada up, and 5-5 from the USA.
And the marks for presentation.
Should be greater unanimity here, I would think. It's up to 5-7, 5 of them. 2 more at the end from Canada and the United States, joining Bulgaria, Slovakia and Germany. Sasha Cohen rocks apparently, and she rocks in Westwood, California, and she's hoping to rock here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's the combination she opens the program with. Double toe loop, but again, there is the change of edge on the takeoff. It's not as severe as that of Sarah Hughes, but it's there nonetheless. Footwork into triple flip. That was a cracker. Extension, beautiful. And she's just past the start point of her circle, so her step spiral sequence is perfect. As is that layback position, exquisite. Light on the takeoff and the landings on the double axel. Into the step sequence. Now the jump is allowed, the split jump. You must not rotate. It can be a half revolution, which means that you have to land in the same direction you take off, which you do with split jumps. Again, here comes the extension. Excellent.
And I would suggest the best yet, with that a note of the wrong edge.
Here we go, watch. You'll see that she's onto the inside edge on the takeoff, so there's no question. I thought it's a 1 to 2/10 reduction rather than a 3/10 reduction, which is what I would have given for Hughes. Such tight feet and body position in the air. Great extension on the landing, and she's a very confident young lady. Probably the best spiral sequence that we will see in this event.
Hi, Jayne, all my teachers.
John Nix, her British coach, alongside. She with plenty to say. And with plenty of delight from that. Hey, he says, starts with a 5-8. Goes down to 5-5. 4 5-6s and 3 5-7s. Best technical marks way ahead of Hughes. Oh, look at this. 6 5-8s, 1 5-6, 2 5-7s, the clear leader. 23 years old on the first day of Olympic competition, February the 9th. First Russian to win the European title. She's won it 3 times more since then. 3 times the runner-up at world level. Irina Slutskaya from Moscow.
Beautiful triple lutz, double loop. Straight into the double axel. And that's the triple flip. So the jump's all done as required. Get the speed and the centering on the spin. Superb. Footwork sequence, all on the same foot, using every edge in both directions. Unique and very difficult. Combination spin with the forward Biellmann, and now we will see reverse backward Biellmann. And that should be good enough.
No question. Technically the best. Whether the judges will leave themselves some room on the artistic side remains to be seen.
Set herself up, prepped for the Lutz. Huge takeoff. Difference there with the toe loop is that the free leg, or even left foot, does not touch the ice between the two jumps, so it does make it more difficult. This is the triple flip. Again, great height and coverage with the ice. And she may have not had the positions in the combination spins that Cohen may have done, but the speed with which she did this layback was quite remarkable. If you actually realize that this is actually slow motion, you'll realize how fast she was going.
5-6 from the Italian judge, who's been marking down all the evening. 5-7 from the United States, which might be significant. 5-8 from everybody else. How did the presentation marks compare? Well, she gets a 5-9 from Slovakia and from Finland. A whole posse of 5-8s, but a couple of 5-6s too. So room on that mark, but she is the leader. 6 of the 9 judges have her first. Really a tremendous ovation. For someone who's won the world title 4 times, her national title 6 times, silver medal in Nagano last time in the Olympic Games. Everyone in the audience will be wishing good fortune to Michelle Kwan.
She opens with the combination. Watch on the takeoff to see how pronounced the change of edge is. The jumps are there, but so is the change of edge. Double axel is lovely, doesn't have the flight or the speed that we've seen from some of the other girls. Step sequence, certainly not as difficult from a footwork point of view as we saw from Slutskaya. This is the steps into triple flip. She's done it, but again, not the best landing for her. Spiral sequence. Change the body weight and change the edge. Very, very difficult.
Not a soul remains seated. The epitome of elegance, grace and charm. But from a technical point of view, not as good as more than one.
Also between her and some of the other skaters is the speed that she travels. Now watch that left foot. Changes to a flip takeoff, again slightly under-rotated even on the landing of that triple Lutz. Not a great deal of run out either. Can you remember the speed that Slutskaya had in the layback and the position?
Ladies and gentlemen, we must
Sasha has such good feeling for the music. Watch the takeoff here, triple flip, and it's the landing. Again, that landing was under-rotated. That should be a deduction. There is a deduction for the rotation not completed.
Well, she gets a 9 for technical, which is total nonsense. Total nonsense. Even the United States judge has only given 5-6. Presentation marks. 5 9s across the board. But you have to argue with the first mark. The judges have put her in first place.
So here are the standings after the short programme. Michelle Kwan leads, Irina Slutskaya from Sasha Cohen, and Sarah Hughes with former world champion Maria Butarskaya in 5th. So, Jayne, that we don't think we'd argue with the presentation mark surrounding Michelle Kwan, but I think Barry and Robin picked up on the fact that the technical mark was wrong.
Yes, I think that she should have had more deductions in the technical mark. I mean, even the presentation, I thought Cohen was this new youngster that's burst on the scene. I mean, I would have given her the top marks for presentation because she just had it all, really.
Yeah, but she's too young, you know, she's got to earn her stripes.
She's got to wait. I mean, it really is Michelle's turn. I mean, she was so unlucky the last Olympics, and, you know, she's won so many world titles. One would like to see her win, but I do think that I've seen her jump much better than she did today.
Well, Michelle Kwan, I mean, Robin's brought this up, this sort of change of edge going into these jumps, and this was the triple flip, and you can see, that, and then...
Yes.
As Robin said, under-rotating.
Yeah, she almost slipped a little bit. Her toe slipped on the landing, which stopped her rotation. I suppose, you know, she was lucky she didn't fall down there, but she didn't land fully backwards. You could see that.
But she does have such presence on the ice.
Yes,
Tremendous
she's a beautiful skater. She had a lovely program. I enjoyed her program. Slutskaya, for me, technically was stronger, but I didn't enjoy her program, and her spiral sequence wasn't as nice, I don't think.
And what about these young Americans? They don't seem to suffer any nerves. 16 years old, 17 years old, Sasha Cohen. Tremendous Olympics for them.
It's great to see newcomers like that, and having the potential just to, hopefully they'll hang in there for another 4 years as well. But I'm sure Sasha Cohen's going to get a medal.
Well, we hope so, but the battle for the gold is between Slutskaya and Kwan. Do you think Slutskaya has the free program that could worry Kwan?
It depends. It depends. If they both skate well, I think Michelle would definitely win because she has the presentation. Slutskaya suffers with that and never does that interesting programs. But, you know, if either of them sort of mess up on their jumps, you've got this young girl coming up behind them, so they've all got to be on their toes.
Talking of the jumps, though, I mean, Robin's brought it up many times about this, the Lutz particularly they go into, he calls it the flutz because it's more of a flip than a Lutz.
Yes.
And when are they not going to pick up on that if someone like Robin is you know, quite strong about it?
It is quite amazing that, you know, the top, what was it, three, four girls all had a change of edge going into the Lutz, and yet they're still up there. You know, you would think that by now they would have... I think the way they approach it in a straight line makes it harder for them to get the edge. If they take it from a different angle, I've seen people do it a lot more successfully, doing it from a different approach. So.
Yeah, something to look at, but of course the free program is, they've got a day off tomorrow because the short track is at the ice centre, so then another day. And I mean, it really, the pressure on Kwan is immense, isn't it? Because she is a huge name in America, and only gold is good enough for the American public.
It's not only this year she's huge, she's been huge, you know, for at least 4 years. So, as you say, there's a lot of pressure on her, but I think she is a pretty stable girl, and she'll probably be okay, I think.
Okay, Jayne, thanks very much, and we'll see you in a couple of days for that free program.